Welcome to Cooking with Kelly. Today's feature is sponsored by Wisconsin Building Supply. They did this whole kitchen for us. So today we'll be making a recipe for mini meatloafs from Mayhill Farms. And I have to tell you, my family has a recipe for meatloaf. So this is gonna be a little bit funky trying someone else's recipe, but I'm really excited to try it out. I have seen her make these and I've seen her or heard her talk about them. So have the recipe pulled up from their website. And then I also have their meat. And so we are going to get to cooking it. First thing we're gonna do is preheat our oven. I will tell you that I can preheat this from my phone, which is pretty sweet. It's an oven from Silica, but my app needs updating and I'm not gonna do it right now. So anyway, preheating the oven to 400. And it even gives me like a little do-do-do. Now it says to soak the bread in a large bowl with 1 tablespoon of chicken stock concentrate. And it looks like, my gosh, my eyes are old, half a cup of milk. I'm gonna take my rings off. Typically I have a few other rings on. I always take my wedding rings off or any other rings that I have on off when I make meatloaf because I'm about to get in there with my hands. And I will say, I'm a vegetarian and this is what I'm doing. I'm not gonna eat this, but I am gonna make it. Okay, so large bowl. We don't need the beef yet, so I got ahead of myself. Tablespoon of chicken stock. Okay, so I got my milk, and I will say we just started getting this milk from Village Grounds here in Fond du Lac. My husband and I are making a very conscious effort to get as much local as we can, but I have to say it's one of those like things that feels like it takes a second because it's like reminding yourself that you need to order them from different places and picking them up and kind of like going and doing different habits. So this from Mayhill Farms, I ordered one of their boxes recently. I think her most recent box is that I didn't order, but the next one after was a grilling box. And I know she's regularly coming up with other boxes, so have been doing those. We just started getting some of our milk from Village Grounds, but we do try to extend to get like vegetables, and we get a lot of like supplements and things there. And then today we do have a handful of ingredients from Aldi, like that is just reality. But again, we're trying to bring as much local as we can. And slowly but surely we're getting there. So we need garlic and we need this, and I need a tablespoon or something. Let me consult what it says. Okay, so we are going to take 1 tablespoon of chicken stock, and then we are going to do half a cup of milk. We're going to add it into a large bowl, and obviously we're gonna mix it. Okay, so 1 tablespoon. I will say I need to get myself some like green utensils. Ooh, like this should be green. Okay, all right, we have that. I'm gonna stick that back in there. It's gonna be dandy. We're gonna get the milk. See if I can open this milk. That's, got it. All right, half a cup. Okay, and then it says chop the basil. I did not use fresh basil today. Honestly, I forgot it at the grocery store. Like it was on my list and I didn't get it. So we are going to use regular basil, and I'm just gonna like rub it together. I don't really normally measure things, so you guys can go off the recipe if you want. I'm not gonna do that. Boom. And that was half a teaspoon of dried basil. Okay, now we're gonna mix it up, and then I'm gonna add the beef. I'm not really sure that this is gonna do much mixing, but maybe I should get a fork. All right, grabbed a fork. It's a clean one. You're welcome. We're gonna mix this up, and then I'm gonna pop the beef in there. I will say I make this beef pretty often. Like we get boxes from Mayhill from time to time, and I had been cutting this open, and it turns out you can literally just go like, oh, hold on, it's gonna explode on me if I do it wrong. Wait. There we go. Sometimes if you twist it, it works, but never mind. That wasn't as cool of a trick as I thought, but I just popped my finger and now we're good. All right, and now I'm gonna mix it. Yeah, I'm just gonna get in there. We gonna get in there. Oh, and I need the bread. Dang it. I'm gonna have to wash my hands, and then I'm gonna have to get the bread. This would happen to me whether I was making a show or not, by the way. This is just like the reality. And I know I mentioned it before. This is not my meatloaf recipe. My family and I, we have a designated meatloaf recipe. My grandma's been making it for as long as I can remember. And it's not this, it's ketchup, it's onions, it is bread. And I have made it in mini versions before, but I really wanted to try out Carrie's recipe today. And so that's what we're doing. Got my handmade soap from Simply Earth over here. Okay, maybe I can't read, but I'm not seeing the bread in her recipe, but this is how we make ours when we do our meatloaf. And again, this is Carrie's recipe. But I have 2 pieces of sourdough bread, and I'm literally just gonna mix it into this, and then I'm gonna make it into little mini meatloafs. Yeah, and I'm gonna get them a little bit wet because that is what I always do in our recipe. Again, it's not the same recipe, but it just is what we would do. Okay, so we're gonna add the 2 pieces of bread, and then I'm going to add in the garlic as well. She has it on here for, what is it? 1 minced garlic clove. I'm not that fancy. Again, I'm not measuring. I'm not that kind of gal. That's not me. So I'm just putting in some garlic from there that's already done, and then some sourdough with a little bit of water in it to make it nice and moist. So, and I'm just gonna mix it by hand. And then we're gonna break this into, oh my goodness, glass on glass. And then we're gonna break this into little mini meatloafs. I probably should have taken my bracelets off for this too. Next time. All right. Okay, and then your next step is gonna be taking all of this that you just made, and then it says to form it into 6 mini meatloafs. We're gonna attempt to do that. You're gonna put it on a lightly oiled pan. I will say these are kind of looking a little bit like burgers, but whatever. This is my first time doing the recipe too, so there is that. It smells good. So we normally, for the recipe that my family and I use, we do ketchup. I typically add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Can never pronounce it. And then we do onions in ours, and then a couple pieces of bread similar to this. So that's our recipe, and it's, I don't know, at this point, I don't even know the recipe. I just know it by heart, so I just do it. But my grandma had been doing it for years, and then I kind of started doing it, and here we are. But again, we're trying new things today. I'm curious if anyone else has like a family recipe of, I feel like some things like meatloaf are just kind of staples in the Midwest. Anyway, now I'm gonna wash my hands before I grab and show you this beautiful pan of little mini meatloafs, and then we'll go from there. So we are gonna take these, we are gonna put them in the oven for about 20-25 minutes on 400. These are the little mini meatloafs. It made 6, just like the recipe said. And then we're gonna do the corn in the meantime. So now we're gonna boil some corn. I got the corn from Aldi this time. Honestly, it was really just one of those things that I forgot that I needed all of the things, and my husband went and grabbed groceries, so is what it is. So we're gonna take 2 of these in here. I'm gonna bring it to a boil. I'm gonna add some sugar, and it's gonna taste delicious. All right. All right, so we have our water. We're gonna bring this to a boil and add the corn. I do add sugar first before bringing it to a boil. And in the meantime, I'm actually gonna text my husband and let him know that the food's about to be ready, because he's gonna be hungry and I need him to know the right timing. Okay, so we're gonna bring this to a boil. I got this from my grandma. She always says to add sugar to corn and then bring it to a boil. So that is what I'm doing to make it sweet, obviously. And then we are using an induction cooktop, which is something that looks really cool for sure. And it's fun to use. I'm just still adjusting because it is new. Sometimes it yells at me when I try to turn it on too, like this. Okay, so this is all set to go. We turn this on. It'll take just it'll actually be really quick for this to boil. I'm gonna drop them in and then we should be good to go. Typically we boil them for about 8 minutes. So just be mindful of how long you put for your meatloaf and then how long this, so you can start this about halfway through or so, depending on when you're serving dinner. And I actually need to set a timer because I otherwise will forget. And to be honest, normally I would just be like, hey Siri, but we're gonna do an actual timer today. Ooh, I get to use, look at this, Cooking with Kelly, little special spoons. Engraving for You made that for me, and she also made me, check this out. My big head. Look at this. Okay, I just had to show it off. I don't think I'm gonna wear it the whole time, but like, Cooking with Kelly chef hat. And this surface isn't hot, so I could literally have had this burner on recently and I could still touch it and it would be fine. We've got bubbles. If you know, you know. Okay, so this is boiling. We are good to go. Obviously, you can see the steam is coming up. I'm just gonna drop 2 in for this because we are doing lunch today, but this will be our dinner later, which is very handy. And so this is gonna cook, if I recall correctly, roughly 8-ish minutes. And by cook, I mean boil. I don't know. It's gonna boil for about 8 minutes. And we're just gonna leave it. And actually I'm gonna cover it because that's what you have to do. Nope, not with that cover. Still learning where the things in my kitchen are. And now we wait. Corn time. Probably should have used a little hot pad for that. It's fine. Whew, look at that. Some nice yellow water. All right. Ooh, beautiful. We're gonna bring it on over and plate it up. We are going to grab the Hawaiian roll. I'm gonna slice it. I'm actually gonna grab 2 right away because I have a feeling that this is gonna go on to 2, but we will size it out. I'm not sure that this is how Mayhill had served theirs. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's not, but this is how I know my family's gonna eat it. So I'm gonna put this on, and then I'm going to grab one of these. Ooh, I'm gonna grab a long one. Oh, which one do I get? This is gonna be for my husband's lunch, so, and then, ooh, that looks delicious. I'm gonna add some ketchup, because you can't have meatloaf without ketchup. Come on now. Ooh. Like that. Doesn't want to come off. Ooh, it's gonna slide. Okay. Brady did not get here in time. He's still a little bit out from his workout, and so Sylvia took a bite and taste tested it for us today. She approves. It smells delicious, looks delicious, and now I have meals for later that I can just grab out and we're good to go. So it's easy and sudden and done. So if you want to order anything from Mayhill, you can do so using the link below, and we'd love to hear what you'd like to see us cook next. Thanks for watching.